It's Tuesday, January 28th, 2025. Thanks for joining me today. A lot to talk about. I'm going to share some of the news with you today. Feel free to comment down below. Markets across the board back in the green today. But, you have to wonder, you have to ask, if the economy is doing so well, how come we're continuing to see so many companies continue with cost-cutting programs? This one today, JetBlue shares tumble 25% after disappointing outlook. So again, people are cutting things out. It says here that that their cost outlook disappointed investors. Less people are traveling. They don't have the amount of money that they did a couple years ago, the discretionary spending to just jump on a plane and go places. So companies like JetBlue and so many more are cutting the cost. Shares tumble 25% after disappointing outlook. Here's another one today. New orders for durable goods down 4 out of 5 months. Autos down 6 of 7 months. That doesn't sound like a booming economy. Is it going to turn around? Can this administration turn it around? I have no idea. It's going to be a while. This is very disturbing. Polaris reports alarming 2025 earnings per share outlook as Razor and ATV demand slide. Polaris shares down 9% today. They're down 37.9% over the past 6 months. If you don't know what a Polaris is, it's like those little four-wheelers, looks like a little dune buggy. They produce ATVs, UTVs, jet skis, and snowmobiles. But these little, I guess you could call it like a little dune buggy, a little off-road vehicle. These things start out like $30,000 and go up. And so, a lot of people now don't have the ability to buy a $30,000, $40,000 mini dune buggy. People aren't out buying $100,000 sand rails maybe like they once did. And right out here in the desert, we see a lot of the toys coming out here to Glamorous. It seemed like Glamorous was very, very busy over Thanksgiving and Christmas. But this right here is telling us that it's all coming to a slowdown. They surprised investors with guidance for a 65% year-over-year decline in adjusted earnings per share for 2025. That is unbelievable, huge. And I see people coming out down Interstate 10, and they're hauling these $100,000+ sand rails. The Polarises, the $30,000, $40,000 Polarises. You know that these people are financing the truck, the trailer, and the off-road vehicle. And so I don't know how these people are going to continue to do this, but right now people aren't buying this stuff. And the ones that already have are going to struggle to keep it because this economy is not booming. I hope at some point it does. It's going to have to if this country plans to survive. But in the meantime, this is what I've been talking about. I think that a lot of people in America are going to feel a lot of pain because they're going to lose their ATVs, they're going to lose the boats, they're going to lose the motorcycles, they're going to lose the campers and fifth wheelers and all the toys. A lot of people are going to lose this stuff. Not all, but a lot of people are going to lose this stuff because they never could afford this stuff. But it got so cheap to borrow money. Problem is now people have lost jobs. Spouses lost a job. The insurance to keep this stuff. The insurance on the truck, the trailer, the ATV, the boat. All this stuff is going up and people just are struggling just to barely make the payments on this stuff. And then heaven forbid something breaks. So we're going to see, I think, a change here in 2025 where people are going to have to make some serious decisions here. And, a lot of people, not a lot, but, it's always 2 or 3 people that will comment down below saying that, I'm telling people to buy gold when they don't have any money. Why am I doing this? And my answer to this is, when I buy gold, when I bought in silver, I've had to make choices in life and I've had to choose what's important to me, what's not. Owning an ATV, a boat, a Polaris, a camper, a fifth wheeler, whatever, just isn't important to me. Right now, protecting wealth and you know, protecting my future and preparing myself for the future is what's really important to me. So I'm not running around in a Polaris. I don't have a jet ski. I don't have a motorcycle. I don't have a boat. Could I? Yes. There's a lot of things I could have, but I've chose to put it in other places like gold, like silver. And so when people ask me that, and why am I telling people to do that? Because I didn't tell people to go out and buy a Polaris. I didn't tell people to go out and buy a jet ski or a boat or a camper. I told them to get ready and prepare. And I do believe that we're going to see some very, very rough times here in America. Yes, we have a new administration. Yes, there's some positive things happening. There's a lot of optimism. Don't be fooled, ladies and gentlemen. One thing that nobody's talking about is the debt and how they're going to fix the debt and this massive deficit. This is going to take years, and I will continue to bet against the debt. I will continue to prepare myself for the destruction of all this debt that's been created for decades, because it's not going to go away. The pain is coming. So don't be naive to think that this administration is going to come in and fix this in 4 years. Again, they can get things back on track, but there's no way you're going to fix $36 trillion of debt, a $2 trillion deficit, 1.5 trillion of debt, of interest on the debt. These things just aren't going away tomorrow. And you know, if you believe they are, then you know that's up to you. But I believe that they're not. That's why we'll continue to buy gold, silver. I will stack cash because I think that we're going to see some big sales coming. If you need a good, reputable place to buy gold or silver, go to my link down below, SD Bullion. Been dealing with them for 7 years. I know that's probably going to just make 3 or 4 people irate that I'm telling them to go to SD Bullion. Look, SD Bullion, in my opinion, is the best gold and silver company around. That's why I've been dealing with them for over 7 years. They've been fantastic, reputable, honest, they're awake, they know what's going on, and I support companies like that, and I will always support companies like that. So if you need a great place to buy your metals, go to SD Bullion, link down below. If you believe nothing bad's going to happen, you don't need to be buying or preparing. You know, just be complacent, continue to do nothing, and just hope that this administration is going to fix all your problems that have been created for decades and decades. I don't think it's going to be that easy. I will continue to prepare. Here's another one today, CNBC. Gold rebounds from tech-led sell-off on tariff uncertainties. It's not just tariff uncertainties that we need to be worried about. We better be worrying about inflation. I mean, here's where I've been saying daily, where I disagree with this administration. They want to cut rates. They want to lower interest rates. I think that's going to be a big problem. Gold will go through the roof. And gold is already sensing that there may be rate cuts, and gold is going up. Gold sees uncertainties. So if that happens, gold's going way up. Your purchasing power, your dollars, is going to go way down. So I think this administration better be very, very careful. I hope that the Fed does not cut rates. I don't think they're going to. I think we have, a meeting tomorrow. I don't think they're going to cut rates. Let me know what you think. Are they going to cut rates? They're certainly not going to raise rates. But could we see a possibility of a rate hike in 2025? Yes, it's very, very possible. But I don't think we're going to get a rate cut tomorrow. And I think that this administration and this Fed better be very, very careful, because they are walking on thin ice with inflation. Inflation is still way too high. We should not be cutting. We should not have been cutting rates. That is for sure. So today, dollar was up, gold was up. As I make this video, gold up $27, sitting right about $2,772. Silver sitting at $30.57. And yeah, I saw somebody wrote the other day that they try to sell their gold, nobody would buy it. That is absolutely false. I talked to a couple dealers, my friend Ryan down in San Diego, who has a precious metal shop down there in Carlsbad. He said they're buying and they're selling. They're buying and they're selling. Buyers, people obviously are worried. They see uncertainty. They're buying, and there's people that are selling at these numbers. I mean, gold is almost $2,800. So, people that need the money, unfortunately, they have to let it go. I think it's a horrible time to sell, in my opinion. But we're seeing both, and that's what he said. We're seeing buyers and we're seeing sellers. But again, you have inflation uncertainties, you have tariff uncertainties. There's a possibility that they could cut rates, and you're going to see a lot more inflation. So Look, nobody has a crystal ball here. Be as diversified as you can. Me personally, I'm looking at real estate. I'm still stacking gold, and I'm still stacking cash and a little bit of real estate. That's it. Wolfstreet.com. Inventory of new completed single-family houses for sale spikes to highest since 2007. Builders prop up sales with lower prices, bigger incentives, and smaller houses. Unsold inventories at all stages of construction right now is almost 500,000 houses. Almost 500,000 houses. Who is going to buy all these houses? Unsold inventory for sale of completed new single-family houses has spiked by about 50% from the peaks of 2018 and 19, and by nearly 50% year over year to 124,000 houses in December, the highest since June of 2009. Builders need to sell this inventory of spec homes because they have a lot of capital in it. They're building houses faster than they're selling. Margins are getting eaten up. Why? Because they're having to throw in these incentives. I spoke about this yesterday. You want, hey, we'll throw in the travertine floors, we'll throw in the granite countertops, we'll throw in the custom doors, we'll throw in landscaping, you need a swimming pool. They're doing mortgage buy downs, and they're lowering prices. They're doing everything now to get rid of these houses. While the retail seller is sitting there wondering, why hasn't my house sold in 250 days? How about lowering the price? You're probably not going to do a mortgage buy down. You're probably not throwing in travertine floors. One thing you could do is lower your price. And people, I don't think they quite understand. They're losing money sitting on the sidelines, not just trying to catch up to the market. It's a race to the bottom now, where home prices are going to continue to keep coming down in order to sell. We're seeing a majority of homes that have sold needed a price cut to sell. And we're seeing a lot of price cuts on the MLS, and we're seeing homes stay on the MLS, stays on market much, much longer. Inventory is increasing. And look, when you have homes staying on the market longer and you have an increase in inventory, and then new home builders who are trying to compete with the resale homes, only one thing can happen. If you want to sell, prices have to come down. Also, you're looking at 7% on a 30-year fixed rate. Prices got to come down. And you're just going to continue to chase the market down as a seller if you're not paying attention to this. And a lot of real estate agents just don't want to be honest with their clients and tell them what's going on. They just want the listings. You can have all the listings in the world, but you can't sell them. You don't make any money. And so yesterday I reported 71% of real estate agents, 71% of the real estate agents in the United States last year did not do one deal. I wonder why. And sellers are wondering why their homes aren't selling. They have to wake up to what's happening with prices. The Americans pledging to buy less or even nothing. This on the Wall Street Journal today. Instagram, TikTok, and other social media sites are usually overwhelmed with people showing off what they bought. I used to see a lot of people showing off what they were eating, their $25 cocktail at Mastro's, the steak dinner in Las Vegas. I'm seeing a lot less of that. And over the past year, I've been seeing a lot less of that. And I used to see real estate agents on social media too, showing us their new cars, or what they're eating for dinner, or what they're furnishing their homes with. And now these people haven't done a deal in the last 9 months, and now they're beginning to get worried that they're going to lose their home or lose their cars. It's a rough business. Real estate is a very, very rough business. I say don't be braggadocious on social media, because things can change very, very quickly. And now people are beginning to realize that the economy that was propped up with $7 trillion is beginning to fizzle out. So now a lot of these people on social media are pivoting, displaying how they're buying nothing, how they're paying off debt, how they're making sacrifices, videos showing people just cutting things out of their life. And, I think that that's healthy. I think that that's really, I think that's a step in the right direction. And I hope that we see more of that. Look, I don't really care what you're eating for dinner. I don't care how much your cocktail was. I don't care how much your hotel room was. I mean, these people that would show us their hotel room on social media, and tell us how much it cost. I mean, you know, people are just deprived for attention, I guess. The narcissism in this country really needs to be flushed out. And the way you do it is you need a crash. The way we get true valuations back into the stock market, the housing market, the auto market, the bond market is you must let things crash out. You must let the dead branches be shaken out of the bush or the tree, whatever you want to call it. But we've had too much narcissism too also in this country, and it needs to be shaken out. And many of these people living a life of luxury on cheap, easy money, credit cards, and now it's all coming to a head. Google employees petition for job security ahead of expected cuts. They want Google to offer buyouts as they expect more layoffs. Google, more layoffs. AI is going to replace people, ladies and gentlemen. We've been talking about this, over a year now, probably 2 years, about AI and the threat it's going to be to so many people's jobs. They're going to spend more money in AI and less money employing people. That's going for these tech companies like Google, and it's going to be going to industries like warehousing, transportation, restaurants. AI is going to replace millions of jobs in this country in the next 10 years. And if you're not adding skills, you're going to be left behind. Here's another interesting one today. Mexico is building a $7.5 billion trade route to compete with the Panama Canal. And I was watching a video on this. If you Google it, there's a bunch of videos on this. And they're cutting 188 miles between the Gulf of Mexico and the Pacific Ocean so that these ships don't have to go around. They can go straight through Mexico. And of course, who's in cahoots with Mexico? It's China. And China's got their claws in the Panama Canal too. And so China's becoming such a major threat to the United States of America. I mean, literally 80–90% of our pharmaceuticals are coming from China. China is so close. I mean, they're right literally less than 2 hours from making this video. They're down in Mexico right now, cutting deals. And on top of that, 10 new industrial complexes are being planned. These massive complexes to handle all the cargo, the people. They're building a new railway. There's a lot going on, and we don't see it. We don't hear about it. And we better be waking up that the world is advancing. And then, of course, the quantum computing, all this stuff that China's behind, their new hypersonic, jets. It's really becoming concerning. And America, I mean, we have continued to allow our infrastructure to decay. Our cities are decaying. Our societies are decaying. Our education system's decaying. We have a economy of consumption. 70% of our GDP is based on consumption. And when you look at the jobs in America, they're all service sector jobs, part-time service sector jobs. We better wake up real quick. This next 4 years, if things don't turn around, America is going to be finished. U.S. Border Patrol agents exchanged gunfire with Mexico cartel. Many of you probably saw this yesterday. Border Patrol near Fronton, Texas, exchanged gunfire at the southern border with the cartel yesterday, 1:29 p.m. They were trying to bring a group of people over that shouldn't be here, and they got stopped and began firing at our Border Patrol. We did return fire. Nobody hit. Things are escalating, ladies and gentlemen. The cartels, certain people in our government don't like the direction that this is all going in, and there's going to be retaliation. And so if you think this is going to be just a honeymoon in 2025, think again. I do believe we are going to see some serious situations take place. Could be major cyber attacks that affect the financial systems here in America, maybe our water systems, our grid, power. Of course, we've got some very, very bad actors in this country that could do some very, very bad things. We could see a rug pull in the stock market. So get ready for anything. You have no idea what you might wake up to tomorrow. Natural disasters, man-made disasters, be ready for anything. Here's one more. I will finish with this. Zelensky demands U.S. troops put their lives on the line in Ukraine for peace deal. He wants 200,000 European and U.S. troops to counter Russia. U.S. involvement is non-negotiable, he says. So this guy wants to keep escalating things. Putin says he wants to talk with Trump and de-escalate things and come to some kind of deal. Wants to resolve this thing. Wants to negotiate. Yet Zelensky wants more troops. He wants to escalate. He wants more money. He wants more troops. He wants more death. Hopefully, prayfully, that I believe that this new president, returning president, is going at some point bring peace over there. And I hope that he does, that cooler heads do prevail. Zelensky, this guy, man, he's bad news. He really, really is. This thing has escalated too long. Too many people on both sides have lost their lives. This has cost America a fortune. Everything's falling apart here in America. And yet we're sending hundreds of billions of dollars over there to take care of these people. And many of these politicians over there are taking this money. They're building mansions. They're buying Ferraris. They're floating on their yachts to Monaco while people die. And we continue to finance this. I'm going to leave it there today. Comment down below on any of this stuff. Really do appreciate all of you tuning in today. There's a lot of videos you could be watching, a lot of places you could be spending your time. I appreciate your 15 to 20 minutes a day. I really, really do. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Be careful out there. A lot happening. God bless America. God bless the new administration. God bless the president. Be praying, because if this administration fails, then America fails. You know, it just seems that people would rather they hate this administration more than they love this country. And it shouldn't be about politics. It should be about who is looking after this country, who's protecting this country, who's going to be economically the best for this country, who prospers the most under this administration. And I think that the American people do. That, you know, if we're talking about taxes and job creation and, you know, threatening tariffs, that if you're not building stuff in this country, we're going to tax you. I think that that's looking after the majority of this country. Shutting down the border so that bad people aren't committing crimes here. I don't know who would argue with that. Who thinks that that is a bad idea? So let me know what you think about all this. So much is happening. I've never seen a time in my life where we're watching a president and an administration work so fast and do so much in literally a week. A lot is really, really happening. So again, let me know your thoughts. Please comment down below, and have a very, very good day and a safe day out there. Take care.